Hello, welcome to LCG's preview for the week ahead. I'm going to discuss UK Prime Minister Theresa May facing a vote of no confidence. That comes amid turmoil surrounding her solution to Brexit, and it's also before the UK autumn statement next week. We also have the European Commission decision on Italy's budget, and of course we have Black Friday. Before that, I'll run down the biggest events in the economic calendar. On Monday, there's little of interest, but on Tuesday, we have the UK autumn statement. On Wednesday, the European Commission makes a decision on Italy, and there is US durable goods orders released for October. On Thursday, it's Thanksgiving in the US, and then on Friday, of course, it's Black Friday. There's also German Q3 GDP and services and manufacturing PMIs for the Eurozone. Now moving on to these top corporate results to watch this week. JD.com and L Brands report Q3 earnings on Monday. EasyJet announces full-year results, and Porsche, Target, Best Buy and Kohl's report quarterly results on Tuesday. Babcock and TalkTalk have half-year updates, while ThyssenKrupp has full-year results out, and Deere reports in third quarter numbers on Wednesday. Mothercare releases half-year results on Thursday, and Weibo reports its Q3 earnings on Friday. So I should say at this point we don't know whether a vote of no confidence has occurred for Theresa May, but it does look like it's going to. Her solution, the Chequers plan for Brexit, we've known for a long time now. That's why there's been weakness in the British pound and UK assets, is not widely accepted, particularly inside the Conservative Party. But we've seen now from her statement to the Commons that it's also broadly not accepted from the other parties as well. So it looks like the Chequers plan, if it were put to vote by Parliament, would not be accepted. That being the case, Theresa May has already stated this is the best she can do in negotiations with the EU. So it does look like the most likely scenario at this point is that Theresa May has to step aside for someone else to take the helm and have another crack at these negotiations. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be back to square one, because a lot of these things have been settled. It's more just some of the key items that the UK has given up in these negotiations. The suggestion by Brexiteers who are voting down this this approach, the Chequers plan, is that a different approach, a harder approach to negotiations has to be taken, with a bigger threat of actually just leaving with no deal. So it remains to be seen if that is indeed possible. You have to say, though, a no-deal Brexit now, a much bigger possibility, and should keep a ceiling on top of the British pound. So the UK autumn statement probably takes on a bit more significance given the fact that the Brexit negotiations hang in the balance. There has been talk of an emergency budget if there is in fact a no-deal scenario. We're not quite at that stage yet, but perhaps markets may pay a little bit more attention to this autumn statement rather than the spring budget, as the Chancellor of the Exchequer had actually planned when he moved the main budget to the spring. Perhaps a bigger deal for wider global markets, although I don't think you can downplay the importance of Brexit, is the EU decision on the Italian budget. So in essence, Italy have resubmitted exactly the same budget. The EU have already refused it, so you have to assume they're going to refuse it again. There may be some chance for amendments, but Italy have proposed things like just amending their forecast for economic growth. Don't really see how you can actually change that. It should be just a legitimate forecast. So really, it seems like the most likely outcome at this point is that the European Commission suggest that they're going to fine Italy for this budget, which would be fairly unprecedented. But perhaps it's not a game over scenario. Announcing the fine and actually implementing it, two very different things, so still opens the door to further negotiation. But I think worth noting that this is going to add further uncertainty to investing in Europe, and as such should keep a lid on European growth, particularly growth in Italy, and keep a lid on the euro itself. So on a lighter note, we do have Black Friday this week, so obviously Amazon particularly in focus here. Perhaps particularly important given the rout we've seen in technology shares over the last couple of weeks. Notable that last week Apple fell into bear market territory, And so goes Apple, so goes the market. That has been the trend over the past few years. Apple pulling back, and wider market, which has been led by these FANG stocks, of which Amazon is a part, leading it lower. So there's a chance that if Amazon do announce some more record numbers for Black Friday, perhaps it could boost sentiment towards these FANG shares, which are a bit of a sentiment extreme at the moment. Well, thank you very much for watching. Good luck with trading this week. And if you want to see these videos as soon as they're released, please follow LCG on YouTube and social media.